Alright, you guys, it's review day. I'm in Seattle, sorry about that, and test or quiz tomorrow, but you guys will be fine. Let's go through the review. The quiz is just like the review. Okay, so it is review for rational functions. Okay, and I'll try and go slowly so that way you guys can keep up with me, okay? 32818, right? All right, so review for rational functions. Are you ready? So, first one. This is a variation, so we have to remember we're looking for keywords. So the dosage of drug D varies directly. So it varies directly with the patient's mass, M. When D is 120, that's the dosage, and the mass is 65 kilometers. Okay, so first of all, we've got to go back and look at our notes. So our notes start off with y equals kx. I mean, that's the formula we use for doing a direct variation. The only thing is, instead of using y and k, let's just use the variables we have. Let's go d equals k times m. All right? D for dosage, m for mass. Okay? So what we need to do is first find k. All right, that's easy. Let's plug in 120 for d, and we'll plug in 65 for the mass, and we'll just solve. Right? So instead of y equals kx, we'll use d equals k times m, because let's use the variables we have. We've got m and d. Plugged in 120 for the d and 65. So let's solve. Grab my calculator. I'm just going to divide. I'm going to go, so divide by 65. Divide by 65. Let's see what I get. 120. Divide by 65, and I answer about 1.85 about. Okay, so I get k is about a 1.85. Okay, so here's my equation. Let's have it as d and m. So I'm going to go d equals about a 1.85 m. Okay, there's my direct variation equation. Easy. Okay, part 2. If the patient weighs 85 grams, all right, that's a mass. What's the dosage? So I'll go d equals 1.85 times 85 times that by 85, and I get about 100, if I round, about 155, about 157, sorry. Let's round it up, about 157, and that might be milligrams, probably milligrams of whatever the dosage is, okay? Pretty easy. Everybody can do this tomorrow. I have faith in you. Okay, number 2. All right, same kind of thing. The time t that a driver takes to drive a distance d inversely varies. Yes, keyword, inversely varies to the average of the speed of the car. Okay, so if the driver travels 2.75 hours at 70 miles per hour, find the equation to model this. Okay, so let's go ahead and set up our variables. Okay, we know t is equal to, varies inversely, so we could either use k over d, or the one I like to use is I like to use the t times d equals k. Same formula I just brought up to d. Okay, we looked at that in our notes. It's just easier to use this one. So we can find k pretty easily. So we'll put the 2.75 in for time and the 70 for the rate. So we're going to go, my time is 2.75 times d, which is the distance, which is going to be, well, that's a miles per hour. Well, okay. Anyway, let me put the 70 here. Equals k. Multiply it. Yes, I know that's miles per hour. It should be miles. Or this should be instead of rate. Darn it. Well, okay, I made a mistake. That should be an R for rate. Now it's making more sense. An R for rate. 70, so put that in, 2.75 times 70, and I get about 192, so k is about 192.5. Sorry about the mistake. I need to go back and probably fix this. Okay, so that's my equation. My equation is going to be, squeeze it in here, I'll put it right here. We'll go t times r equals my 192.5. There you go. Let's use r, not d. My typo. Sorry, guys. So now let's use our equation. 55 miles per hour is our rate. We'll plug it in there. We'll go t times, and we'll use our 55 because that's a rate, equals 192 2.5. I'm just using my equation here. Divide by 55, and I get about 3.5. 3.5, and that'd be in terms of hours. All right, there we go. Okay. Sorry about that mistake. I'll have to fix that. All right, number 3. We're going to factor. We're going to factor, okay? X plus 2, x minus 2 over an x minus 4 times an x plus 2, okay? And we know how to factor. We've been factoring for a long time, okay? Let's see, I can cancel an x plus 2 with an x plus 2. And what's left over is an x minus 2 over an x minus 4. Ta-da! Done. Okay. Example 4. Let's see. We can common factor out a 5. I think this is supposed to be a minus. I think I tried to correct that and make that a minus. So let's common factor out a 5. And I'd have a x minus 2. I think I'll factor this into an x minus 4 times an x plus 2 times. I'll common factor out an x. I'll have an x minus 4. And I'll rewrite my x minus 5. Okay, there we go. Let's see what cancels. Cancel an x minus 4 with an x minus 4. Oh, you know what? I bet that was supposed to be a plus now. Haha. I'm finding all sorts of mistakes. Obviously, I was in a hurry. X plus 2. So I can cancel this x plus 2 with that x plus 2. What's left over? How about a 5x over an x minus 5? Forgive the mistakes, you guys. I was in a hurry trying to get out of here. Okay. Example 5. Let's flip it first. Then we'll factor. X squared minus x minus 6 over x squared minus 3x minus 10. But we're going to flip and multiply. Invert. The expression is invert multiply. X squared minus 10x over x squared minus 3x. Okay, good. Let's factor. So if we factor the numerator, x minus 3, x plus 2. Slow down for a second. I'll let you catch up. Okay? Let you catch up. Sorry, I get going too fast. So I flipped it. The second, so I inverted multiply, flip the second fraction. Now I'm factoring. I factored x squared minus 6 into x minus 3, x plus 2, and I'll factor the denominator here into an x minus 5, x plus 2 times. I'll factor the denominator here. I'll take out an x. I'll have an x minus 10, and I'll factor out an x here, and I'll have an x minus 3. Okay, cancel, 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 whatever I can. X minus 3 with an x minus 3, and an x with an x plus 2 with an x plus 2. What I'm left with is simply going to be an x minus 10 over an x minus 5. Okay, now that's that one. How are we doing so far? Pretty good? Okay, turn page. All right, solve for x. So if I'm going to solve for x, the first thing I have to do is make a little disclaimer. I've got to make sure that I say for sure x cannot equal 3. If x is 3, I divide by 0. Anything divided by 0 is undefined. Cookie Monster is sad. So before I do anything, I just know x cannot equal 3. Okay? Because if x is 3, we divide by 0. So let's factor. Okay? So let's factor this into an x plus 3, x minus 3, over an x minus 3, okay, equals 5. So I just factored the x squared minus 9. That's all I did. Okay. Cancel x minus 3 with x minus 3, and I'll be left with an x plus 3 equals 5. Minus 3x minus 3 minus 3 x equals 2. And I'm okay because x just can't equal 3, so 2 is fine. I have an answer. Okay, number 7. Okay, there's no solving. It's just going to be a subtraction. So I need a common denominator. Okay, so my common denominator, let's rewrite this as an x plus 2, x minus 2. All right? So my second fraction needs an x minus 2. over an x minus 2. Okay, so let's see. I'm going to need to do a little work, a little side work. I think we did this in class, this exact same problem. Denominator should be an x plus 2 times an x minus 2. Okay, I know I'm going to have a 2x squared minus 16, but this I'm going to have to do a little side work. Okay, do a little side work. Okay, so I'll do a little side work up here and say, well, what is x plus 4 times x minus 2? Okay, I got to FOIL that. X squared minus 2x plus 4x minus 8, which would simplify to an x squared plus a 2x minus 8. Okay, now let's bring that down. Now remember, we got a minus though. We got a minus right here. So this minus right here, I'll highlight it. This minus right here, we got to remember. Got to bring that minus through. So I'm going to have that minus this expression here, my x squared plus my 2x minus my 8, okay? So I'm going to push the negative through, right? Push the negative through, and let's see what I have. Alright, I'm going to have a 2x squared minus 16 minus an x squared minus a 2x plus an 8. All over my common denominator, which is the x plus 2, x minus 2. Okay. All right, let me combine like terms here. Okay. So I FOILed that, brought through the negative. Now I'm going to combine terms. 2x squared minus x squared is a 1x squared. Okay. 2x squared minus 1x squared. I have a negative 2x, and I have a negative 8. Okay, good. And then I still have my x plus 2, x minus 2. Except, I think I can factor this. So let me scoot this way. If I factor that, I get a x minus 4, x plus 2. Okay, so I'm factoring my numerator, and it will factor, over my x plus 2, x minus 2. Okay. All right, good. I get to cancel. X plus 2 cancels x plus 2. What am I left with? An x minus 4 over an x minus 2. Boom. No problem. Okay. Whew, that was a hard one, huh? Number 8. So whenever we get a fraction equal to a fraction, we can just cross multiply. And that's all I'm going to do here. So I'm going to cross multiply that one to that one. So let's see what I get. I get a 3 times a 2x minus 3 equals a 5 times an x plus 1. Okay, now before I go much further, I do know x cannot equal negative 1, right? Okay, I cross multiply, but x cannot equal negative 1, and x cannot equal 3 halves, because if you solve for x, make it equal 0, you get 3 halves, okay? All right, distribute. 6x minus 9, distribute. 5x plus 5. Okay, back to solving. Now it's easy. Minus 5x minus 5x. I have x minus 9 equals 5. Plus 9 plus 9, x is 14. That answer is okay because it's neither negative 1 nor 3 halves. Okay. Number 9. Well, that's a fraction, that's a fraction. It's just not written like, and that's a fraction. Let me rewrite it like it would look better. 8 over x minus 3 over x equals 6 over x minus 1. This one's not that bad. You see, these first two fractions already have a common denominator, okay? So, if they already have a common denominator, I'm just going to write it down as x. 8 minus 3 is 5. Okay, which is equal to 6 over x minus 1. Okay, now real quickly, I know x cannot equal 0 and x cannot equal 1. Okay, so I got a fraction equal to a fraction. Again, let's cross multiply. Let's cross multiply. So I will have a 5 times an x minus 1 equals a 6 times x. If I cross multiply, distribute. of 5x minus 5 equals a 6x. Minus 5x minus 5x. Negative 5 is equal to x. Boom. And I think we're okay. We don't have to throw any bad ones away, okay? Alright. Right at the bat. Okay, number 10 is a unique problem, and we learned this yesterday. They have a common denominator. So if I were to multiply, it's really cool. I like it. Since I have the common denominator, if I were to multiply both sides by x minus 4, x minus 4 over 1 over 1, if I could do this, the cool part is it will cancel out the denominators. And then you're left with just an algebra problem. You're left with just 2 times x plus 4 equals 3x. Okay. Now real quick, real disclaimer, x cannot equal 4, right? Okay. I don't think I'm going to get a 4 answer, but anyway. 2x plus 8 equals 3x minus 2x minus 2x. X is equal to 8, so I'm okay. Alright, that's all I have. Quiz tomorrow. It's very similar to this, but you have a homework assignment. I want you to do it. It's page 609, 1 to 20 all. Let me look through there because there's some in here you might not be able to do. 609. Yeah, you know, I'm going to change this, okay? Let's just do 1 through 11 all. And I wouldn't mind if you did 17, 18, 19, and 17, 18, and 19. All right, that'll be great. And then quiz tomorrow, and I'll be back on Friday. Okay, there we go.